Welcome back everyone. So what you see here is the first car I got when I passed my driving test when I was 17. So let's have a little walk around of the car. So it is a Citroen Saxo 1.1 Desire, and to be honest it is just relatively stock. There's no body kit on it, it's just as it would be standard really. The only thing I've done at the moment is taking the engine out because I'm going to be putting in the Saxo VTS or 106 GTI engine in here. So I had to upgrade the engine mount, which normally it's just flat here. So with this engine mount it comes out of the VTR, VTSs or the GTIs. So I welded that in there. I don't actually think you have to weld this in, that you can actually just keep the stock one, but I thought it's just best for me to weld this in so it's already there then. As for the interior, it is relatively stock. The dash is completely stock. It's pretty clean really, that is. I do have a OMP aftermarket steering wheel, which I am thinking of getting rid of that and probably go for a deep dish steering wheel instead of this. Original carpets in the car, and for seats I do have 106 GTI half leather seats. I do have a full rear bench and I do have the front seats as well, which are in storage. For stereo we do have a full fly sound system in the car with speakers. I do have a subwoofer as well for that. Some Saxos come fitted with a sunroof, which this one has. The sunroofs are well known for rotting out where the drainage points are on the sunroof. I think they could be in here in one of the corners. Sometime I think are best to actually drop the headline and seeing if there is any rot there to sort out before finishing the car. As for upgrades on the car, the first thing I've actually changed out is the suspension. So the suspension has standard struts, but I've changed them out with some hydraulic suspension by Raven Hydraulics. So I've used the original strut, but you have to cut a slice in the strut to be able to fit the new hydraulic ram inside, and then weld up some pipes and weld it back up. So what I did do was run the lines through some holes that were already built in the car and run them all the way through the car, through the interior, under the carpets, running down here, under the back seat, and then running into the boot where we have the whole hydraulic pump, the spring box, which is this here, with all the hoses going into where they would do on the shocks on the back. So the shocks on the back are replaced with hydraulic rams, which is like this. The only thing I had to do was cut off the original shocks, actual there, and weld it onto the hydraulic ram itself. But the bushings inside it aren't that great because they're rubber bushings, so I'm thinking I might need some solid mounts to go onto them. I'm not too sure, but the whole rear axle has been fully refurbished, painted blue and red. Don't get me wrong, I'm no mechanic. I just want to give it a go and see how I get on with it. If I do it wrong, I can always do it again, try a different way and hopefully get it right next time. So the first thing I want to start doing is getting this engine bay cleaned up, welded up and ready for paint. What I want to tackle first is these plates that I welded in a couple of years back. Is that I've left some gaps along here which I want to fully weld up and sand them back flat so it looks nice and tidy. This wasn't original, this was just a plate that I put in just to make it look a little bit different, make it look quite nice. So let's get on welding these back in, sanding them down nice and flat, tidy it up. I've got this piece all welded in, all sealed up along here. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a professional welder, but once I've sanded that all back, made sure all the holes are all filled in, it looked pretty good. So let's get on to sanding that all back nice and tidy. So let's get on with that. So I've got some 80 grit flappy discs here which will go onto a angle grinder to attach onto there, and I'll be able to sand these welds nice and flat so it looks nice and flush against the car, make it look a lot tidier. So let's get on with doing that first. Plate is all now sanded back nice and smoothly. There is a few little holes that I just need to fill in and sand them back, but then that should be perfect and looks quite original with the car. It looks like it should be there. I want to move on to these bits here. These are little plates I made up and just tack welded them in on here and the top bit on the bottom. So originally the wiring loom would come through here and then come up to here to go for the headlights and everything. I'll blank them off here so then it will come round here so it looks a little bit more tidy, so there's nothing else here so you can see all the engine bay on show properly. So I need to get on with welding these up, grinding them flat on both sides, make sure that they look really nice and solid and nothing can get through there, no water or anything. So weld them up now, grind them back and get some primer on it. I've now finished welding these plates in here, just need sanding them back on both sides as well. I have now cut out a blanking plate which is going to be going where the washer bottle normally fits on the cars, so I'm just going to be tack welding that in there, welding that up, and then I'll sand that back nice and flush so it looks really nice. I've already gone ahead and cut a bit of this panel out because I ended up finding a little bit of rust underneath this lip here, going along here. So I ended up cutting it all out, sanding it back so it was nice and rust free. I also had a replacement panel made up which I'm going to be welding in there. I'm super happy how this has turned out, as some may know that these cars are like tin cans. I think this will be the end of the first episode on the Saxo build. If you did like this video, don't forget to go hit that like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one where we'll be tackling a bit more rust on the car and cleaning underneath the arches to get it all ready for stone chip and for paint. So catch you all on the next one.